Up, and away. We're back. And it's gonna be not that song. Playing some Brian Eno. Wow. I got myself some kombucha. It's good for your cholesterol. Shut up. All right, let's get down to work here. Let's get down to business here. All right, quit fooling around. Now, this is a kind of a curious page here because it's one of those moments in the story where the author talks about something that happened in the past. And so what I use for that is I use curved edges on the panels, and then that demonstrates that it's not happening now. It's a kind of a graphic, what do you call it? Like a graphic technique that's been established in comics for like ages, you know. If you're having a flashback or something like that, I'm just looking for the right edge. That's way too, it kind of cuts off too much of the side there. I'm not sure I have exactly the edge that I'm looking for. Let's see. That's not terrible. Could be better. But it will do. It will do. So, what is going on? We got a couple people hanging out, watching out. And if you want to say hi, that's nice. That would be nice. So what I do is I put these little dots here and here to kind of indicate where that edge is. And it just sort of helps me to line things up. So let's see what we got. It's the thing about inking is that once it's down, that's it. You know, I mean, you can go fix it in Photoshop, so it's not actually, you know, hopeless. But you don't want to. You know, it's the way production goes when you got a deadline and you got so many pages, and you don't want to make more work for yourself to go clean up a page, you know. Yeah, you gotta. In the old days, they just had whiteout. They used white ink, or rather white paint, and they would paint over the black ink. I've tried that, and I don't like it at all because there's just something about the paint that's, I don't know, it's kind of wet and gooey, and if you're trying to ink over paint, it's a weird feeling. It's just a very weird feeling, and it doesn't really look right. So, yeah. In that sense, I'm very grateful for Photoshop for saving my ass on a few occasions, you know. So that's good. Got an album on by Brian Eno in the background. It's called Another Green World. I discovered this album 100 years ago in college. I was into just weird prog rock stuff, and I'd kind of heard or read about Brian Eno. You know, the people like Robert Fripp from King Crimson and what's his name? David Bowie. Like, those guys were, yeah, thought he was like amazing. He's a genius, you know. So I was like, all right, well, let's go out and get some of his music and see how I would like it, you know. And I picked up like a cassette at this like cool retro, what do you call those, like the record shops, you know. And It's very atmospheric. It's not. It's some of it's goofy. Some of it is amazing. It's hit and miss for me. Like this song, for example. But there's one or two songs on this album that just take me to another place, and it's really quite amazing, quite beautiful. But I think I'm gonna fast forward it to some King Crimson in a moment here. Um, Something I've been trying to get into lately is shoegazing music. You know, shoegazing. I don't know if rock is rock. I guess it's like shoegazing alternative rock. Um, a buddy of mine wants to do that kind of music with me, and I'm like, I can do it, you know, and that's it's fun and stuff, but it's not like something I would do under the Donald Kent brand because it's just sort of like angsty teenage music kind of, you know, so it's not really doesn't have the messaging, if you know what I'm trying to say. We need more positive messaging than that, you know. And I think I'm done with this. So let's move on. Do a little Court of the Crimson King here. Eddie Lee, 8791. Hey there, Eddie. How we doing? What is, or is it Adele? I'm sorry, Adele, is it? How are you? I'm fine. I'm fine. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome to the show. Have you ever been to my show before? I think you're new. Um, Being a new person, I can give you a little look at some pages of the project, comic book project that I'm doing. I love your art. Oh my God, what a marvelous thing to say. That is so kind of you. So since you're so kind, I will show you, give you a show. Okay. And I don't just do comics. I do fine art, illustration, all kinds of stuff. But I just kind of give you a peek at some of the stuff in this book. So I didn't write this book, but I designed all the characters. So there's a kind of cool thing going on here. I don't know, are you an artist as well? You're talented. Why, thank you. Well, I did go to art school and I did the work. I studied hard and it paid off. Made mama proud. So this is a really crazy story with all kinds of wild characters. Hello to Kolovrod. Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm giving a show to my new friend. Is it Adele or Eddie? Eddie Lee or Adele? I can't read the name very well. Where are you from, Eddie? So we got different things. Adele. Okay, thank you. Sorry, it's just the whatever. Okay, I'll shut up. Moving on, and here we go. So, them some good comics. Look at that dude right there. Watch out, watch out. It's there's some drama, there's some comedy. America, good. Okay, well, me too, golly gee. America, number one. And then there's some zoom. Little zoom action going on here. Clown World is really excited about that. I think this is a neat panel right here with Capital Pig. This Capital Pig is so cool. I will go subscribe, but I have to go. Oh, okay, please do subscribe. I stream almost every night when I'm not being a superhero trolling the streets to take out criminals. Okay, all right, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. So yeah, a little show for our new fan. And now back to work. So yeah, like wow. Ooh. What is going on in the world? I don't have the music super loud. I always get like a little notification from YouTube saying this video cannot be monetized because you're playing somebody's song on there. And I'm like, okay, but that'll do, you know? I gotta have music, kiddos. I got to have music. I actually thought about like listening to. So I listen to a ton of talk shows and audiobooks and lectures. I'm a hungry for knowledge kind of guy, and I thought about putting on somebody's show, you know, in the background and listening to it while I'm drawing, and then maybe even commenting on it. But I sort of kind of feel like that's like stealing somebody's content a little slightly too much, kind of, sort of. I'm not so sure. I mean, there's lots of shows out there where people respond to other people's stuff or whatever, but I don't know. It just seems like kind of cheesy to not do it right, so to speak. Thank you. All right, what am I doing here? Where am I going with this? There's one scene in this page here. Oh, let's read Colorado, and it will distract you from working. Right, I know. Hey, Craig, what's up? I was listening to my show from last night, and I'm really horrified at how much I go, in between everything that I say. So I'm gonna try really hard not to do that. I think obviously the reason why is because I'm doing this, you know. I'm sort of like, there was a time where I think I was telling a story or something, and I literally had to stop drawing because I'm like, I'm gonna screw this drawing up if I try to tell this story and work at the same time, you know. So it's a thing. It's a thing. There you go. And now you know. Huh. Now you know. All right. I love to lay out my panels first. It's kind of like setting the table before you eat. And now I'm about to imbibe in some comic book art. Nummy, nummy, nummy. Blind Man's Greed. Poets. What is it? Nothing he's got. He really needs 21st century schizoid man. Oh, 21st century schizoid man. I actually did that song in a band in college. When I was like, had long hair and was really cool. Got in like a prog rock band. And I remember playing that at like a party somewhere. And the people listening to it were not really, they didn't really know King Crimson, I think. So I think they were a little bit like, what the fuck is this? Wow, you know. And it's an intense song, you know, a lot of passion in it, you know. It came across well. I think it was still pretty cool. But now we shall fast forward out of that nonsense. Okay. All right, let's read a little chatteroonies here. I never listen to a show when I write because that's kind of different. I mean, writing's a different art form. Craig says, I've learned that about myself about learning how to not do it. It takes a conscious effort and repetition of catching yourself and repetition of not doing it. I'm still learning how to not click send before spell checking. Oh, dude. My friends can tell you, like, I'm notorious for doing voice to text and then I just send it away. And the voice to text almost always makes me look like an idiot because it doesn't, you know, it didn't come out right. Let's see. I'm not a consistent guitar player anymore, but still dabble a little. Just with tabs, though, I haven't quite got the sound of each note solidified. into my brain yet. Good evening, Victorian time traveler. What news do you have? What what can you share with us? News of the Riddermark. What is new in your world? So, these three characters right here are supposed to be Tucker Carlson, Joe Rogan, and Alex Jones, but not with those names. They're like obviously meant to be spoofs of or riffs on or just kind of based on these characters. This is nice. I'm liking this music. Used to play with a friend. Oh, hey, Splattercat. How you been, man? How you been? Craig says, I used to play with my friend who played bass. We weren't an official band, anything. Freestyle music sometimes, actually, write and learn. Very good, very good. Well, we aren't friends anymore. Wah. Well, that sucks. I started off on bass, and then I taught myself acoustic guitar. Guitar is guitar, but I was very much into doing folk music at the time, and that's obviously the deal with acoustic. More of a rhythm player, not like I never learned how to solo. That's a whole sort of science in itself. I'd love to someday be able to tear out like a Stairway to Heaven or something like that, but it's kind of my dream. Anyway, yeah, so this new music project thingy, I kind of mentioned it a bit on the last show, so I don't know if I need to really keep talking. There's not anything new really to say about it, but it should be a lot of fun. The thing about like the shoegazing alt rock is it's kind of on the depressing side. It's sort of your disappointments in life, and like romances that didn't pan out and stuff like that. So I certainly have my share of that. So I will definitely have much to say in that department. But the point really is ultimately to just make something beautiful. Makes beautiful music. That's the idea. And we certainly can. The drummer has an electric drum set, so he can program different types of sounds and qualities into it. He's got pre-programmed drum sets that have just really kind of spacey, weird noises that are kind of neat and funky. So he can be very artistic with that, to be quite honest with you, which is great. Hey there, Jason Mania. My name is Stacy Young. I confess that Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. Jesus is Lord. He's God's Son, and God rose Jesus from the dead so I could be saved. Well, God bless you, Stacy. Welcome to the team. All right, let's go back and read some chats. We got, oh, wow, she's got some Bible quotes here. Craig says, I do like the bass and it's a fun instrument. You know, it's like there's people that are insanely good bass players. So you don't want to say like, oh, it's easy to learn bass. It is kind of easy to learn bass. Like it's just four strings, you know, and you can get some basic, you know, music out of it. So there it is, and there you go. Well, I hate to say this, gentlemen, I just discovered a small problem. I might have to shut down and restart the stream. Man, I know that's really garbage, and I apologize for being a garbage human being. But the phone is telling me that it's running out of energy. And so it's just going to automatically shut down on its own. So I don't know, I could just pretty much go until it shuts down. And then and I have to charge it up. I got a lot of inking to do, so I'm definitely going to be coming back. It's just great hanging with you guys and doing this thing. Confusion will be my epitaph as I crawl a cracked and broken path. If we make it, we can all sit back and laugh. But I fear tomorrow we'll be crying. This is an intense song. This is a very like nuclear age song, you know. It's like the fear of like, I don't know what year this was made, back in probably the early 70s, I guess. More of a Cold War era thing. Of course, Vietnam and all that shit, you know. Wow, this is pretty cool. No worries, we'll be here. Yeah, thank you. My phone's literally on like 2 right now out of 100. So that's going to happen. Shut down for the night or just start. So no, I will restart the stream after I get the phone charged back up. And I really apologize for being a garbage human being and not having had my phone fully charged before the show. I should be ashamed. What a terrible shame. Alex Jones would make a great character for a comic book. Holy shit. Dude, I should reach out to him, like Alex Jones Adventures. How badass would that be, man? That'd be freaking so fun. I think I'm onto something here. I think I am onto something here. Obviously, he'd have to pay me, though. Yeah. Not in supplements, no. Although I hear he's got the best supplements. I got like a friend that swears by it. And I do take the kinds of supplements that he sells. So I could potentially end up getting stuff like that. Did you ever hear of methylene blue? Well, the show is gonna like suddenly end very, very shortly. on Alex Jones's face. So I apologize. I'll get the phone up and running, and then we shall continue with the tomfoolery. If you can tolerate me. If you can tolerate me. Okay. Oh, that's Alex Jones. Yes, yes, it is. Yeah. I mean, it's the comic book version. You know, I don't want it to be super photorealistic. It's not literally him. It's a character that's like a spoof of him, basically. You know. And this story, this comic, or rather, this graphic novel is filled with stuff like that. It's a kind of spacesuit, I guess. We're gonna get into some space alien business on this show. My God, it's like extended Halloween. How you like them apples? Candy apples. I like this. I think I did a kind of a nice job. I mean, I've seen so many aliens in my time. You know, this is EB right here. What is that? Something biological entity. Yeah, man. There's some trippy photos of aliens out there, guys. It's pretty crazy. Anyway, this is gonna shut down any second now, and then I will see you guys again soon. The Adventures of Alex Jones. Wow, that's exciting.